It's go time.
It's go time, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all.
You don't want me to sing my song.
No, don't sing your song,
Well, I
please.
want them to
Babe,
come
please.
on in the room. I'm not going to sing it.
So we won't be on here very long tonight, you all. So we hope that you are prepared, that you already got your bed, and you are ready to be a part and to join in. So
Hello, hello, hello.
hello.
Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Grab a seat. There's plenty of room. We're going to just give it a few moments to let a few people come on in. Hey.
There's a comment. Oh, okay. Okay.
So this first, I guess, episode, we are completely unscripted, unrehearsed, a little unhinged. No,
No, definitely not unhinged.
not unhinged. It is a show. So, as we're coming,
Sorry, you all. All
sorry, we're back.
right, so we're gonna jump in.
So, as we stated, we are just here and we are unscripted, unrehearsed. Um, we're just here. Hey, everybody, this is our first time.
This is
So,
humble beginnings.
humble beginnings.
So bear with us. I told my wife that I actually am. I'm sorry.
It's okay, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say. Like,
No, what I was telling her was that I share, and as well as my wife, of course. There they are. Okay, great. Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry you all, but listen, no, it's okay. It's okay. Humble beginnings, humble studio, humble backdrop, humble. All these things are humble, right? So I'm looking forward to us coming on a year one after we come to our year one, our first anniversary, going back to this particular video and saying, look where the Lord has brought us from. So we are excited. We are so excited. Thank you so much, all of you all that are joining. We love you. We appreciate all of your constant support.
We
So
didn't want to do a whole bunch of frills and fluff and frills. We just wanted to come and talk to y'all.
tonight,
Tonight, yes.
yeah.
But as we go on in time, things will be upgraded, and you will see that as time goes on. So, just to go back, we've given a little bit of history before, but this was just something that a lot of people have said to us. Y'all should start a podcast. Y'all start a podcast. And we were just like, okay, whatever. But as time went on, we kind of saw, okay, and then the Lord just placed things in our hearts to share with the people. Like, one of my favorite sayings is, I want to leave this earth. Lord has gifted us, and He has put a lot of gifts in us, and by us, I mean His people. And it is my endeavor to leave this earth. My watch care pastor, when I was in college, said, the richest place on the earth is the graveyard. So many people die with untapped potential. They so many gifts that the Lord deposited in them and not released them while they were here. We don't want to do that. We do not want to be guilty, held accountable. I want to get up there and have to be like, why didn't you do what I told you to do? I ain't know, God. So this is one of the things that we just want to talk to you.
You ain't tell me.
I'm not gonna tell him that. That is fault. You ain't. I asked him. So I asked him.
Oh, can you just say a little bit louder?
Turn your volume up, Peaches. Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna turn it up and see if that helps. Oh, what happened to the
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Is that better, Peach? Can't hear. Andre says she can't hear. Okay, hang on. Hang on. About that. Apologize. Hang tight.
Can you hear now? Can y'all hear us now?
I think the mic was on the whole time.
Andrisha says her audio just got better. The sound goes up and down, Jonathan says. Okay. Is that better? Is that better? Does you feel like it's better? Thumbs up, hearts. Yes, yes. In the mic. Yes, yes. Much better. Okay, great, great, great. Much better. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. That means you love our voice.
Are we working now?
Yes, it's better. It's so much better.
It's so much better now.
Can you hear us? Like, can you hear us both like separately? Because we both have. Okay, yeah. Okay.
You can hear
now.
me. Okay. You can hear me. You can. One thing you don't do is give a preacher a microphone because I just want to make sure that the people can hear me.
You see?
See,
Dana,
thank you.
No.
Yes,
You cannot do that.
Okay. So do I have to repeat everything I
No,
said?
Kiara, stop doing that. See, this is why.
So what I was saying is, we've given a little history before.
They heard
about.
that part.
I want to make sure.
Honey, they heard you. They heard you.
If you heard me, you're gonna hear it again.
We
I know. So what I was saying is, this is just something the Lord placed in our spirit to do, just to talk to Jonathan White.
Be good.
Bless
be good.
your heart.
Be good.
Oh yeah, because I was about to start preaching. Yeah, I would have to put it on. I would have to put it on.
No, but come on. Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and get on into it. I do want to repeat what I said though. I said when I was in college, my watch.
Did you all hear the thing about the watch care pastor?
But I can just go ahead and repeat it by the time we wait for the.
Go ahead.
He said one of the richest places on the earth is the graveyard because people die with so much potential. The Lord has given us gifts, and the people have not utilized them, and so we don't want to be those people. We don't want to be guilty of not doing what God has entrusted our hands to do. So here we are. We're unfiltered, unscripted, and we're just going to talk to you. So the title of tonight's episode is Meet the Brays. Why did we get married? So we just want to share a little bit. What did they say? No.
They were saying no, they didn't.
Oh,
they didn't hear the story before.
See?
Okay, and now they hear it.
And now they've heard it. Amen. You're so handsome.
Thank you, sweetie. Okay. I appreciate you.
So, why did we get married? I'm going to let my husband go first.
No, ladies first. We're going to get you out the way because you there's a mighty talk on you tonight. A mighty talk.
A mighty
talk is on you tonight.
This is why I married him because he's just crazy. He's crazy.
I'll start. So I was just thinking about this earlier today. I think it was 2016. It wasn't, I want to say September or October. No, you know what? Let me go back a little bit. In July of 2016, at that time, I was still a junior church pastor at our National Temple Church. Our chief apostle, Apostle T. Clark Jr. I was junior church pastor. So my wife came to Lexington, Kentucky with our current pastor, Apostle Best, and some of the saints from Shiloh because he was going to be preaching at our Nicholasville church. So long story made short, so I was preaching during the 1 o'clock service for junior church. My wife says she'll tell you this piece of this story. Oh, and please don't say that one part of the story.
Okay.
You know what? Let me go ahead and tell you what it was.
Just skip to the.
Okay. The point is that there was an interaction that day, and I don't recall it. So anyhow,
he don't remember me. He didn't remember me.
Fast forward to October, late September, early October that year. Um, I was I went out of town. I was still in number one, but I traveled to Cleveland with the Lachlan Church for a pre-anniversary service, and that's where I recall meeting my wife, really having a quick little chat with her. She thought I was hilarious from day one, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it
Okay,
just
now
that's
let me tell the real story.
no, that's not that is the
I mean,
real.
that's the real story, but
I'm missing
we
pieces.
interacted at number one. That is true. I will never forget the message he preached because at that time, Pokemon Go was very popular, and he preached about Pokemon
Not just about
Go.
Pokemon
he
Go.
said,
I
he said,
use
"Okay,
that,
it's my turn now, bro. You had
but
your
you no,
chance."
because you not you every time you
he
tell this
said
story, you don't tell it
he
right.
said that people ought to go. Y'all remember Pokemon Go was big. People were pulling over on the side of the roads, chasing those little
No,
Pokemons,
legit.
and they were going crazy about it.
No, that was like breaking
And
into
what
stores and like people was
and
going crazy.
I still don't get that. But
It was crazy.
he said that people ought to go after God the way they're going after this Pokemon Go. And I remember that, and I will never forget that.
I was
So
talking of,
when
it was about
my
distractions.
turn, my
That's
turn.
what it was about.
So when
Distractions.
he was about distractions, okay. So when he came to Shiloh, he somehow sat right behind me, and he cut up the whole service. Cut up
Did
the whole
not.
service.
I don't cut up
But
church.
everything that he reacted to and responded to, I was thinking in my mind. So there was some kind of connection going on. We just didn't know what it was. And so when he was leaving this church, I looked at him and I said, "Behave yourself next time." And he looked at me like, who is that?
She was
No.
flirting. She was flirting.
So anyway, long story short, because
Hey,
we're not gonna
Christina.
be on here all night talking about all this. We
Nikki.
connected through Facebook.
Nikki.
What's she
She
saying?
said, I remember that.
Y'all
Tell me.
remember?
Mariah said she
Mariah, I
I
know
remember.
you were there. I'm sure you were there. I know you remember Pokemon Go. We connected over Facebook, and it was actually a post of that he made about his children that pricked my heart, and I reached out to him, and just shared, that I was church girls be like, yeah, I slid in his DM to tell
And
him
did.
how precious his children were, and that I appreciated his heart. He shared his heart on Facebook about his children, and we talked um, from there, and the connection was really instant. But why did we get married, or how did you know that I was the one? Because
So
there's a very important piece to this.
so what piece? I'm gonna tell him.
Go ahead.
So my wife says there's a very important piece to this, and that is that she's not my first wife. That might be episode 2 regarding that piece of things, because a lot of people may not even know that. I don't know. They do. I don't know.
And
I don't talk about it a lot.
I bring that up because once you have been through a marriage ending, to find love like that was probably difficult for you. So that's why I'm asking you, how did you know that I was the one? And you went through, you were married before, and I had went through relationships before. Like I had a long-term relationship before that, of course, didn't work out, and so it was difficult. But how did you know that I was the one?
So I had been, and this is the truth, y'all. And those of you that are on here, we laugh, we cut up, we have a good time. But those of you that really know me, you know that prayer is like, that's my love language. I pray, pray. I mean, like really. And I didn't even realize I had been praying for a wife, but I didn't know. All I knew was that the Lord was just inspiring me to understand she is around. She is around. She hasn't been exposed to you, but she's around. And so I didn't know where she was. So I, it's so many pieces to this. Um, but I'll try to keep it brief. I'll just say that during the process of when she was talking about when I was preaching and all those different things, I was in, I had been divorced and stuff, was going through that process. That was a kind of dark time for me. But the truth is, I really was just focusing on just being healed, being made whole. just being the man that God wanted me to be, I was really going to take that time to kind of, truth be told, save some money, work on credit, get a house, because I knew I would get married again, because I knew I was never going to be nobody single for too long, because I'm a husband. I was created to be a husband. I was ordained to be a husband. I've never been nobody's boyfriend, or nothing like that. That's just not me.
And
So
let me say something real quick. To that point too. At the same time, unbeknownst to each other, I was going through the same process. I was going through just dealing, trying to be healed and be made whole, and knew that I was created to be a wife. I saw that.
So when we start talking, just being really, really good friends and developing our friendship and stuff. um I remember a time where I was actually, at that time, I had moved back in with my parents. Um, and I remember my kids would come to my room and they would say things to me, and I'd be on the phone with my wife and we would just be talking as friends. And she would say things like, "Who was that just now?" And I was like, "Oh, that was Yasmin," or "Oh, that was Saray," or whoever that was at the time. And I remember this like it was yesterday. Years later, I remember it like it was yesterday. She said to me, she said, "I'll go see what they need." And I'd be like, "Oh, they okay? I'm talking to you." And she would say, "No, go see about them and you can call me back." And it was things like that that made me, like, I mean, it would just make my heart mush for my wife. Like, I'm like, "Oh, you don't just love me and care for me, you are concerned about my kids." And so I remember when we got married, um, during my vows, I mentioned my children and the fact that, she wasn't just getting me, she was getting a package deal. She was getting me and four kids. And so for some people, that could be a big turnoff, when you want to start dating somebody that has children. But what I will say, is that, and I think this served as a blessing, was the way I brought them up. And I'm not going to say me, because it wasn't just me. They do have a mother,
Yes, they do.
and
Wonderful
she's
mother.
very much alive and well.
Yes.
And at the time we were married and stuff, and so we just raised them, to be very respectful, to very mannerable, to love and fear God, to appreciate His blessings and His goodness. And I think that it was just that type of upbringing that made them not be a difficult piece to embrace when it came time to me being with anybody else. Sometimes depending on how you raise your children or where they come from or just certain upbringings and stuff, it can be difficult for a mom or a dad to now, be reconnected with someone else, because they may be like, "Your kid's terrible, your kid's bad," whatever. But that wasn't the case. So I think that was also a blessing. But to answer the question in particular, I knew that my wife was supposed to be my wife because, number one, she just met all of my like the things I would pray about in a wife. She just met them. Like, um, she loved God more than she loved me. She carried herself like a woman, like a lady. She always, smelled so good. She could cook good. She looked good.
What's the one thing you said that drew you to me?
I was so attracted to her righteousness. I was so attracted
That's
to
deep.
it.
That's
I
deep.
was so attracted to her righteousness. I was so attracted to the way she carried herself in Yahweh's house, in the Lord's house. The way she, I don't know, just the way she was raised. And I don't want to get too deep, because I was gonna be like, well, we trying to. No, she's a
I'm a
Southern
Southern
belle.
girl
She's a
from
Southern belle,
Virginia.
and she wears layers, and she ain't going nowhere without certain things underneath. And I just was like,
Okay, so ask me why I married you.
"Why'd you marry me,
I don't
baby?"
know. I'm still trying to figure it out. No. So at the time that my husband is describing in his life, I too was going through a similar experience. I had in the past. I'm a church girl through and through. I was raised by my grandparents. My grandfather was my pastor. He pastored for over 50 plus years. Dr. Robert J. Mitchie, Mother Evelyn Mitchie. Um,
You always.
I honor
Hey,
them. May they rest in paradise. I will
oh,
see them
sorry, I'm
again
sorry,
one
I'm sorry.
day. But I was a church girl, so I wasn't. Somebody said I wasn't in these streets. No, I was not. But I did have previous relationships, and I had long-term relationships. And a lot of people probably don't know this about me, but when I was in college in North Carolina, I was in an 8-year relationship, and so coming to Cleveland was just a healing process for me. Um, I had just been hurt a lot naturally. I had gone through some things spiritually. I don't know if I see Natasha Creighton on here, but her sister, Tamosa Dixon, really, really helped me out. And
Pastor.
I'm sorry, pastor, prophetess.
Right.
Dance
Dance
Dixon.
Dicks.
Tamosa Dixon really helped me at a very dark time of my life, spiritually. And I was raised first day. And so I made a transition to keeping the Sabbath. And that just awakened a lot in me. I needed to be healed spiritually. I needed to be healed naturally. So I was going through a healing process naturally. And I had actually met a nice young man here in Cleveland, Ohio, who was actually still one of my good friends. But
no,
he's one of our good friends.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah, I'm just making sure I know what you're talking
he
about.
may be on here, so if you are, hello. But and I just to be very transparent, my husband knows this already. I thought that was it, but that was the one. But the Lord had other plans. And I didn't see Eric Bray coming. Then I see him coming. But I was so focused on marriage, and I hope that everybody is getting the little nuggets that we're dropping tonight. As a woman, I was focused on marriage. I was focused on being a wife, getting a husband, um, getting a ring. That was my focus till it consumed me. It was consuming my thoughts. I was praying, God, send me a husband, send me a husband, send me a husband. Okay, but what about your prayer life? What about your walk with God? What about your ministry? What about studying and perfecting the call that's on your life? I'm a singer, I'm a preacher, I'm a writer. I do different things, and I lost focus on all that stuff, and I was just focused on getting married.
And
I'm about to get emotional. But and I was just about to give up. I really was. But the Lord helped me to put it into perspective. A message came forth across the pulpit, and it really just encouraged me. And so what I did was I created a prayer journal, um, specifically for that. I wrote my prayers in there, and what I started doing was praying for my future husband, and it said, "Dear future husband." And I began to pray for my future husband. I prayed for his friends. I prayed that the Lord would send him good friends that would cover him and, be what he needed to be. I prayed for my future husband's job, for his finances. I wrote that all in a journal, and just I would write it and I would put it away. That was it. That was where I would focus that little bit of time, and then I would go to something else. 2 weeks after starting that prayer journal is when we met. Um, and I remember writing in the journal, "Dear future husband, I think I may have met you, but I'm not sure." So,
and you know what?
um,
I there was a time, sorry, just to add to that, there was a time where I had made a post on Facebook, and I was like in
okay.
I want to say I was at Lockland at the time. I took a selfie and took a picture, and I said,
Mhm.
I feel like I said, I think I made the post to my future wife, and I said, "Dear future wife, I feel like I've already seen you, I've met you, and I just want you to know that I'm praying for you." And because I just felt like I had already been in her presence or been introduced to her, but I just didn't know who she was at the time. Like I wasn't sure. I didn't know. And just so you all know, some of these timelines may be a little bit, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying like I made that prayer after meeting my wife and then I made a prayer like I don't know if I know her. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, no, that's not the case. I'm just saying some of the timeline may not be quite
This was before we had
concurrent or whatever.
even met or knew who each other were. So it's just the way things were lining up for us individually before we knew each other is just I was about to say crazy, but it's really all God because He was just weaving our hearts together before we even knew who the other was.
And
And
that's
it
the
is so
truth.
funny because it's still the same way. I could be thinking about something and he'll text me and say exactly what I was just thinking, or we'll start talking at the same time and say the same thing.
The exact same thing.
Yeah, and
You know
it's
that
just crazy.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say you have y'all are not, and you'll as we'll continue to do all these things, you'll learn more about us. But we are movie buffs, and so well I am a movie buff, and so there is this
How you
little.
just gonna play me like
Well,
that?
you're not into movies,
I
honey.
do know
Honey,
movies.
you're
Is there a
into
heart in the house tonight? Stand up, stand up. Play me. I know my movies. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was this little piece in the Tyler Perry movie, and Cicely Tyson was saying that her and her husband
You
were
hurting that
so.
man. You over there hurting that man. Is that what she said? Is that what she said?
I'm talking about somebody. Honey,
That was a different movie.
you know.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, my water.
She said that her and her husband were so connected that when she would be fixing to say something, he would go and say just what she's about to say. She said, "You know how frustrating that was," but that's the point I was trying to make. See, it just it takes so long to get the.
I'm sorry. So we
That's my baby.
we started dating or courting. We don't date over here, holiness. We started courting in October of
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you.
2016. He proposed in April 1st,
Oh,
2017.
we should discuss that.
And we were married
No,
November 19th, 2017. Okay, I'll tell it.
That may be episode 2.
No,
the way she behaved.
We're gonna tell it.
Oh, the way
so we're gonna tell y'all the story of the night he proposed. Real quick.
Acted a fool.
So I had a feeling something was going on. He came to visit and he was up in the office with Apostle for a long time. And I said, okay, I know something's going on. And so and then Eric had this real nervous energy about himself. And so I
went
know
to K's. Oh,
so he had this real nervous energy. So I felt something was going on. And then we all went to my Levi is leaving me. But we all went to eat at Cheesecake Factory. And he invited like my cousin who was 10 months pregnant at the time with the twins. And just some people that I was close to. So we all went out to eat. So what does that mean?
We went to no, real quick, I gotta add this. We went to Loud Dark Cheesecake Factory. That's not no place for.
Well, you're the one that did it.
But I'm saying once we got there,
I knew something was going to happen. But we ate our food, and I still didn't have no ring. And we was about to leave, then I paid the bill, and I still didn't have no ring. And I said, I got discernment. I know I'm discerning that something's about to happen. But it didn't happen.
Not then.
When I tell y'all I put my coat on and I stomped to the car, yes, I had a whole attitude. He came to visit me and he brought Yasmin, which is our oldest daughter, with him. Mm-hmm. It is Jonathan. Yes, I did because it's snowy up here and it's humid outside, so I'm natural. It's snow is wet, and when it get wet, the curl pattern starts to revert. Right. That's a whole nother channel.
That's her hair show. Y'all
follow me on TikTok. So him and Yasmin came. They took me home. They came to my apartment and took me home. Him and Yasmin, our oldest daughter, came to my apartment with his daughter.
And she was, I want to say, older. You know, at the
she was much older, and she stayed with me. And so I was in the kitchen putting stuff up. I'm slamming doors and slamming the cabinet doors because I'm mad. He like, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong. I got a complete attitude. And so I walked out of the kitchen, and he said he can't breathe. So I walked out of the kitchen, and the kitchen had 2 doors to it. So I walked out one way. And I didn't know, but he had went in the other side, and he called me back in.
I said, "Babe, will you come to the kitchen, please?"
And when
what? For what?
I was about to say no.
I said, "Babe, please come to the kitchen." Now, mind you, she kept me waiting for a while. I was on one knee in that kitchen on that linoleum floor.
I didn't know.
Bad knees.
I didn't know.
I'm down there, and then I was in the middle of the kitchen, so I didn't even know what side she's coming from. So I'm sliding on one knee like this, trying to see which side she's coming from. With this thing from K, hold this thing like.
So I walked in, and I'm mad. I'm stomping in. What you?
And I said, Angela, you know I love you. Will you be my wife? And she was like, yes. I
was crying, and I kept saying, Is it real? Is it real? Not the ring, but it's like, is this real? Because I
Oh,
really couldn't believe that he had actually proposed, and I'm actually glad it happened that way when it was just
pivoting. I was.
when it was just me, him, and Yasmin, because it was a very special, intimate moment. And if he had asked my preference, I would not have wanted it at the restaurant with everybody around.
No.
So I'm glad it did happen the way that it did.
I
And I
am
said
too.
yes. I said yes.
Not to the dress yet. Not yes to the
And
dress,
no,
but
not to
yes
the
to
dress
the
yet. And
yes
it
to
has been
the.
a journey ever since.
Mhm.
Now we'll be here for a whole nother hour if we were to tell y'all what has transpired since we've been married. But what I will say is that a lot of people, like when I was single, I glamorized marriage and I just could not wait to be married. But I didn't know what all I was signing up for. I'm gonna be honest with you. My grandmother tried to tell me. She taught me. She warned me. She told my grandma told me after I got engaged. I called her and I told her I was so excited. She said, "Now you're gonna have to learn how to be quiet because you think you know everything. Then you got all the answers." I was like, "What? What you talking about?" And I'm still realizing to this day that those words are very true. And so, we are both in ministry. Most of y'all know that, and so that has been an extra added layer to marriage.
Mhm.
And so we will definitely come back and talk about that more later.
You know what? That and go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask you all because we love y'all. We really appreciate you all being on here, and we would really prefer and appreciate some of your thoughts on episode topics. And so we considered, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we considered an episode called "Being Married to Ministry."
Married to ministry.
Married to
Married to
ministry.
ministry.
So just to
Yes.
talk about that because that's not always
So that
the
is an
easiest
upcoming
thing.
that is an upcoming episode, Married to Ministry. And again, it's not as unscripted, so I'm about to say something my husband don't even really know. But when we do that episode, we're gonna have guests. I would like to have guests.
Okay.
Because we have other friends that are in ministry that the husband and wife are in ministry.
Several actually.
I thought she was on here. But yeah, so we're gonna have some guests.
Yeah, she's not-
Oh, okay. Um, we're gonna have guests and we're gonna talk about that because somebody told us one time like, oh, y'all goals, y'all couple goals, y'all both in ministry. Baby, is you all
I'll be
right?
like, humba, humba, humba,
Is
humba,
you
humba,
all
humba.
right? Because if we both have to
I'm gonna
preach,
be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest.
we both
People
have to preach, or even
and
and
people
with
that say
us,
stuff like that, that just they just
with us, we're different because we operate in other areas of ministry too, and we take it all seriously. So I'm on the praise team. We do a lot of different things. There are certain times that we have to go into consecration, and both of us, we're gonna talk about that.
yeah, that'll
But
be another episode.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure, for
yeah.
sure.
So, and if anybody don't hear is married to a minister or in ministry, then you understand.
And please jump on and be because we would love feedback and.
So let's address some of these comments. Nobody asked you to do a survey, Monkey Jonathan, but if we ask you for your input, you will put
He's
in,
so
okay?
childish, man. He's
And
so
somebody
childish.
else, Andrea said she done wrote 3 journals.
She said,
well,
"Y'all
honey, keep writing it. Keep writing it.
I ain't want to say nothing.
Keep writing it. Keep praying. So we are wrapping this up. I believe we only wanted to be on 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, but you know the first episode can go over a little bit. You know, we're trying to we're kind of finding our sweet spot and stuff as far as timing and things. But it's okay. Again, this is humble beginnings. We're starting off like this.
I meant to say this in the beginning because it's this episode is entitled "Meet the Brays." So y'all know us, and you know where we go to church. You know, let me put this disclaimer out there. This podcast is strictly the opinions of Eric and Angela Bray. We do not represent anyone else. We do not speak for any ministry. We do not speak for any spiritual institution, any natural institution. We are only sharing our opinions. Don't tell nobody. Their job said, their church said, no, this is Angela and me.
However,
and Eric Bray. However, we do stand behind.
No, but I was gonna say that is that if anybody were to ever come on and have things to say that we feel like is contrary to righteousness or scripture,
I was holding
we'll address it. But
what I was saying is I want you all to also know us a little bit more naturally. So, husband, tell the people where you work. Can you tell them where you work? You work for the CIA.
I'm sorry, my face is like that because I'm like, what? My
Tell the
wife
people
is
what you
really
do.
being Oprah tonight. But I work at Cleveland Clinic, and I have been with the clinic for 7 years. And right now, I work in talent acquisition as the recruitment coordinator. Yeah.
Yay, I'm so proud of
Hi,
him. That is a
Kristen.
recent promotion for him. And I'm
Um,
so excited for him being in the HR field. You asked me.
and honey, you tell them where you work and keep it brief because you will want to tell the entire.
I'm not gonna testify on here. But God has been good to me. He's opened doors that I did
Sweetie,
not
sweetie,
see.
sweetie.
So I too, this is going to be news to some people. I too work at Cleveland Clinic. Um, I've been at the clinic for 2 weeks. But seriously, it's 8 years. I've been there 2 weeks. It ain't been 2 weeks.
Oh, look.
A week and a half.
You just earned a banana pudding.
Can I get a sugar-free one, please?
No.
So, on a serious note, the Lord has opened the door for me to completely pivot, like He was in the kitchen, completely pivot my career path, and He has put me on a trajectory that I never expected myself to be on. So, yes, I am at the Cleveland Clinic, working in a very technical position that I can't even tell y'all what I do because I don't know yet. I'll tell y'all tomorrow. No,
Tomorrow?
I'm
Oh.
playing.
No, I'm like tomorrow. What are you talking about?
But so we both are working at the Cleveland Clinic.
Oh, okay, Tosh. Inbox me so we can chat and we can talk all about it and stuff. I'm so excited. It's so amazing. It is. It's so amazing. It is. It's amazing. And I'm still PRN as a clinical technician. I work in surgical ICU at main campus, so I still do bedside as well. I just couldn't get away from it completely.
Oh, I do know
I couldn't do it.
I am an
So
administrative program coordinator 3 in the technical protective operations department. That sounds real fancy, don't it? I was in some meetings today, and I was looking at all kind of stuff. Like I was telling, this is a
thanks, Aisha.
new career path that I never ever expected to be in. It is a huge E flat. That's where I was at. Okay, that's my key. That I never expected myself to be in. And so it is all God.
Yeah.
And I will share that testimony at a later date and time.
And then also real quick, we're gonna be getting off real soon, just a few seconds. But I just want to share with y'all that this is episode 1, and we didn't do what we really should have been, not what we really should have known, but a little piece that we were gonna do. As you all know, that our actual show is called Breaking Bread with the Brays. And so I want to make sure that for every episode, we're actually breaking bread, like physically, like so, some cookies, crackers, something.
I asked him to go get me a pretzel, and he did not go get me a pretzel. So
I would have been late getting back.
We was gonna literally break some bread.
We already started a minute late.
So next week when we come on here, y'all grab y'all a pretzel or some crackers or something so you can break bread with
and
us.
Share with us what you have. Okay,
keep it.
Yeah, and then we'll share with y'all what
we will give you a preview of next week before next week.
She talking about your title.
Girl, I need a dictionary too. I had to Google stuff. Right. It was in the meeting. I was Googling what is TPTOB.
Right.
So before we go, we have to announce the winner of the Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah, the giveaway. Yay, the giveaway. Yay.
It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway.
And just in case you didn't get to see it, it's the collector's edition Stanley Cup from Starbucks.
It's a holiday edition.
A holiday edition from Starbucks.
It's trimmed in beautiful gold.
Trimmed in gold.
Pink.
And me personally, I feel like it was very more on the girly side. So that's the reason why I said I'm going to do something for the brothers.
But if a man wins, you can just give it to a female friend or your girlfriend.
If you want to. If you want to.
We don't do girlfriends and holiness. Y'all. I'm just playing.
Leave these folk alone.
Just playing. So we actually did the I took the names, and thank you to everyone that liked, shared, and subscribed and followed all of our pages. We are only live on Facebook tonight. Let me tell y'all something. Because in order to be on
Hi, Mom.
I
love you, Mom.
If y'all see Dorothy Styles Bray in the comments, that's
my mother. Y'all love her comment.
My mother.
That's my girl. That's my ladybug.
she
Love you, honey.
she treats me like I'm her daughter,
You are her
and
daughter.
he's the in-law. No, we love our parents.
And
We
you know you
love
tried it.
Mama Dorothy and Daddy Lawrence Bray. They have been a blessing to this household. Who want to do what? Who want to do that? Jonathan, what you talking about? So we're only live on Facebook tonight because in order to be live on YouTube, we have to have 50 followers.
50
Y'all, we don't even
subscribers.
have
50
followers.
subscribers.
50 subscribers.
So if
on
you're
YouTube.
on here, please go to YouTube
Y'all gotta
and
go to
go and
YouTube.
subscribe so that we can start going live on YouTube. That's what we really want to go live on, not so much Facebook. I mean, we can get on here, but really more so YouTube.
I like Facebook. He like YouTube, but I like the interaction here. Huh?
YouTube.
You get money on YouTube.
Yeah,
you can get money. Oh yes, I said my dad Lawrence Bray, and mom Dorothy Styles Bray. They have.
Mom, we said both of y'all.
I did. But I wanted to repeat it to make sure that
what about
they heard. So
hi, Daddy.
But
we love you.
The replay will be on YouTube as well. So Stanley Cup time. So we did this earlier as to not take up too much time on here because we didn't really plan on being on here this long. And just so everybody knows, because it is a lot of y'all on here on Facebook that's following us. A lot of people like and subscribe and follow, and we do appreciate it.
We try to keep it.
I have an app. Y'all can't see it, but I have an app. It's called Spin the Wheel. They have all these different wheels, and we spin the wheel. It has everybody's name in this wheel, and we spinned it earlier. Spinned it.
It was spin.
It was spent. We spent it earlier, and the winner.
They gonna think this is a setup. It is not.
Are they on here?
I hope she's still on here.
Look on there and see.
Honey, I don't know. She was on here earlier.
Okay. The winner is.
Can you see that? Carly
T. Evangelist Carly Taylor.
Are you on here?
This was not rigged. We spent it.
I promise.
And her name came up. I promise you. We are honest people of God. We walk in integrity. I'm scared of God. I don't play with God. So I'm not scared of God, but I reverence him. Right. And I don't play with him.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So we will mail this to Evangelist Carly Taylor, or we will bring it in March when we come to the women's.
Right, you don't want to wait till March. Right?
No, I'm sure she wants it before March. So that Evangelist Carly Taylor won the Stanley Cup giveaway.
Look at this. Look, I'll tell her, Carly, you won. Thanks, Nick.
I knew she was gonna say that.
Right.
We do have another giveaway coming up for the fellas. We will announce that. But one thing also about my husband and I is that we love to smell good. We love smell goods.
Yes.
So fellas, you will have a chance to win some smell goods and some more.
And some other things.
So get ready, Jonathan.
Get ready. He may not win.
He likes to smell good.
He may not win. He be upset. So you
may not win. I don't play with the Almighty. That's what I meant. So if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, critique,
watch them critique.
I was about to say keep it
play with your mama.
No. Any comments, concerns, questions, anything, any content. I'm hungry. What am I trying to say?
Look, Sheila talking about some save. Carly said save it for my birthday.
For your birthday. Any topic suggestions, please feel free to.
You can inbox
us on Breaking Bread with the Brays on this page, I think, or me or Eric. I can't think of our names. I need to eat. I'm a sugar dropping. Inbox us with any suggestions, comments, ideas, anything you have, anything you like to see. We won't be stationary all the time. We'll be at different locations. How do I subscribe? Breaking Bread with the Brays. We are on YouTube.
We can send you the link when we get off here. We'll try to drop you the link.
I put it. We might put it in the comments too. Breaking Bread with the Brays on YouTube. We're also on TikTok and Instagram. It's the same name. Um, we'll definitely post the link
Yeah, I'll get the link and send it to you.
for YouTube as well. Um, we thank you all so much for joining us on tonight. Don't that sound like church? On
I
tonight.
mean,
Yes, hi Carly. You did. You won. You won. You
yes.
won.
Look at that.
Step right on up, claim your prize. You want us to bring it to you in March? They want us to mail it to you. We'll talk. We'll connect with you offline. But congratulations on winning the first giveaway on Breaking Bread with the Brays. Um, thank you, Jonathan.
What are you saying?
He put the link in there, and Eric put it in there as well. Hey, Niecy Pooh.
Hi, Tiff.
We are everybody's auntie and uncle.
That's
And I
right.
don't
Your
mind
favorites.
it. I
Your
don't mind it at
favorites.
all. Ain't nobody say favorite now. They just
I did.
they just say hi. So that do you have any thing before we get the benediction?
No, you all. We are so good. Happy to have you all. Thank you so much for your constant support. Keep us in your prayers and keep liking and sharing and keep coming back so we can break bread with the Braves. We love y'all.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
All
Good
right,
night.
bye.
All right. Bye. Love you.